I'm going to introduce you to two people now who probably won't find too much time to meditate. Some couples head to a tropical island for their honeymoon, but this particular couple is doing things a little different. You've met them before on this program. Riaan Manser and Vasti Geldenhuys are going to Hawaii, and get this, they're rowing together in a boat the size of a small bathroom. Let's get some background. Both of you, a very warm welcome. You've just got married. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, when the two of you were last on this program, it was the Atlantic ordeal. Vasti, are you a sucker for punishment? You could have said no to this man.
I couldn't say no when he asked me to marry him, but...
You could have said no to the trip, though.
Who doesn't want to go on a 2-month honeymoon?
To Hawaii, but I'm sure your dad told you the easier ways of getting there. Riaan, what's behind this trip now? The Atlantic one was full of its own challenges. What's the thinking behind this particular venture?
This one is totally different, Jeremy, from what there we were making history. I think people have crossed island to island, the Atlantic. We went continent to continent, no human beings before us. So that was making a little bit of history. But of course, having Vasti join me, I've been doing this for a decade and a half, this little business of adventure. And now we're married. It's a new chapter in our life. It really is. It's exciting. I mean, we need good news stories. We hope that our story is going to inspire people. We want to tell a story about people that are going to do something different with our honeymoon.
What were the lessons that you learnt from the last trip? Because I think when we spoke last time, things were good, you were successful, you finished, but there were days when you wanted to throw him overboard.
I think Riaan and I really got to know each other very well on that Atlantic crossing to New York. So I think usually when one gets married, you need to learn something about that other person. I think Riaan and I have gone through that. So I hope that this trip will be smooth sailing, as I could say that.
So to speak, yes. How will this compare to the Atlantic crossing? You leave from San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah. And we just head a bit south, and we try getting into those wind patterns that take us towards Hawaii. Just a little difference of here is that when we left from Africa, when we headed across to the Americas, we're going to hit land for sure. If we miss Hawaii, we're in a bit of trouble, because then we only have
conceivably end up back in Durban.
Yes. So, I mean, it's exciting. We're not going, we'll be the only South Africans to have ever rode that route. So that will be pretty interesting. The route that people can see on screen is 4,000 kilometers long, which is not even, it probably is about a third of what we did on that New York trip.
Is it incrementally easier or more difficult, or can you not make a comparison between the two?
Never make a comparison. Jeremy, that little boat out in one storm would be more than we would want, essentially.
Vasti, is this about testing the relationship and the onboard dynamics between the two of you, or is it again just about your mental and physical endurance?
Jeremy, I don't think that it's going to be about the mental and physical endurance. That's not what we planned for this honeymoon trip. We want it to be a story of romance and a story of humor, and doing a honeymoon a little bit different from, the everyday honeymoon, and that's what we are looking forward to. Although it's going to be...
you are so naive. It's still going to be difficult, though, isn't it?
Of course it is,
yeah.
But we are going to try and focus on the romance and the humor in this trip.
I mean, when she talks about the romance, what are we talking about? Check tablecloths and candles? I do not know.
No, it's definitely not going to be that. We had a launch at the Maslow in Johannesburg, and we showed a little video to the journalists, and we were just blown away when we watched it for the first time. It's not going to be romantic. And we forgot about it. After the wedding, it dawned on us that we actually are going to be back in those crazy oceans. Jeremy, it's a massive, massive world out there. It takes a bit of guts. But Vasti always just says that once we've left the harbour, there's no turning back.
You're in a different zone completely.
Wow.
You've done this once. What are you most afraid of?
Well, I'm most afraid of dying, obviously. Yeah. Maybe and having...
Fair point, yes.
And not speaking to each other for an extended period of time.
And that happened last time, didn't it?
2.5 days, we didn't utter one word to each other. But that's what our ancestors did. They were a lot tougher than we are. Today we live in this Hollywood world and everything's easy for us. It's going to be fun being tested again.
I don't want to push, and a final question, I don't want to push the fast forward button as far as you two are concerned, but is this now going to be a family business? I mean, there are plans at some point to row across another ocean with an infant.
No. I don't think so. Vasti's an advocate, Jeremy. That's what
advocates
her
have
passion is.
children.
But I mean,
oceans.
I think Vasti wants to settle down, and for me, I can't wait to be the guy driving the kids to school and picking them up. I can't wait to maybe see this as my swan song.
All right, or conceivably rowing them to school. Good luck to both of you.
Cheers.
Thank
And
you.
we hope to talk to you on the ocean. Thanks very much indeed. Riaan, Manser, Vasti, Geldenhuys, getting ready for their next big adventure. This is Newsnight.